If you're single and you want to be married, this message is for you. If you're single and you don't want to be married, this message is for you. So listen up. This is a wake-up call type of video. So if you want the truth, this is where you're going to get it. Too many godly men who believe in God, who are believers, are still single, not because God is making you wait, but because you misunderstand how he works. Okay? So let's dig into that. The Bible doesn't paint a picture of a passive waiting game, waiting on him, and a partnership with God. Here's what Scripture actually says. Okay. So Numbers 36:2. This is the word that Adonai commands for Zelophehad's daughters, saying, let them marry whomever is good in their eyes. They may marry anyone they choose, as long as it is within the family of the tribe of their father.
Okay.
Whoa.
So they gotta choose.
I guess. Well, that just
They have a choice to choose.
yeah, that just cleared off a whole shelf of books in the bookstore.
All right, let's
So
go.
God didn't say, wait for me to handpick your spouse. He said, choose someone good in your eyes. So the responsibility to choose lies with you, within wise and honoring boundaries. Any thoughts on that one?
I like it.
Okay. Next one, 1 Corinthians 7:39. A wife is bound to her husband as long as he lives. But if the husband dies, she is free to be married to anyone she wishes, only in the Lord. So there the lady has a choice.
They do.
Wow.
One.
Freedom of choice is biblical. God gave you a free will. Ask him for wisdom. As long as it aligns with godly values, freedom of choice is biblical. God gives you room to choose, not just permission. The condition is that it be in the Lord, meaning within a shared foundation of faith.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Proverbs 5:18. Let your spring be blessed. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. Of your youth, not your old age. Not that you can't in your old age, but just saying. Why does it say youth? Well, God's design isn't for you to marry late or as a last resort. It's to rejoice with the wife of your youth.
Yeah.
That implies intentional action while you're young and growing. Don't put off what God has already blessed. It's already God's will for everyone to be married. Now, that might not sit well with some of you, and that's okay. I'm not opposed to offending people that need to be offended towards the truth.
Yeah.
The reason we say that is because God's perfect will was stated in the garden. Go read the Genesis account of creation before sin and the fall. That was God's perfect heart, his will. It's up to us to take radical responsibility, to level up to his standards, man up, woman up, whatever it takes, and position ourselves to follow that.
Very good.
So, Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter and the glory of kings to search it out. Key point here is God isn't hiding your spouse from you. He's hiding them for you. But it's your honor and responsibility to search it out. That's where faith meets action.
And also knowing what you want, you'll be able to find her because you're looking for certain
in the
things
seeking,
in the person.
Yeah, in the seeking and in the search, you discover things that you need to learn and discover.
That's good. Okay.
So if you're waiting while playing video games and watching TV, that's not faith in action. Proverbs 19:14. House and wealth are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from Adonai. Key point here is yes, she is from the Lord, but that doesn't mean he's going to drop her on your doorstep.
Yeah.
He provides, but you must pursue, if you're a man especially. God brings her into your path, but he won't walk the path for you. Okay?
That's good.
Proverbs 31:10. A woman of valor, who can find? For her worth is far beyond rubies. Okay. She is found. Again, who can find? She is found, not handed over. This verse doesn't say receive a wife. It says find. Finding takes action, discernment, and effort, and asking for wisdom.
So again, it takes action to go and look for a wife.
Exactly.
To search for her.
Yep.
Okay.
Proverbs 18:22, whoever finds a wife finds good and receives favor from Adonai. Key point here, God's favor follows your action. You find a wife, and in that you receive favor. But there's no favor to receive until there's movement to initiate.
That's a good one.
Proverbs 30:18-19. Three things are too wonderful for me. Yes, four I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the sky, the way of a serpent on a rock, the way of a ship on the high seas, and the way of a man with a maiden. Key point here is God finds the natural pursuit of a man toward a woman to be a wonder. So don't over spiritualize it. Let it be real, honorable, and rooted in wisdom, not fear, passivity, or perfectionism.
That's good.
Okay. So final thoughts on this message that I'm preaching. God doesn't choose your spouse for you. He can guide your choice, of course. Yes, ask for wisdom. He'll confirm that you're making a wise choice here, but it's not limited to it has to just be this one person. Well, what about the poor widower or widower? You know, that okay, their one and only died. Now there's nobody else out there that they can now get remarried to. Yeah. So God doesn't choose your spouse for you. He empowers you to choose with wisdom, maturity, and faith. He isn't making you wait. He's waiting for you to rise up, seek him, and then walk in confidence. So if you're waiting for a divine sign instead of becoming the kind of man who's ready to pursue, you might be missing what's already right in front of you.
Yeah.
So my final quote before I'll hand it over to my wife for final thoughts and to close this message, God won't override your passivity with a miracle. He honors your pursuit with his favor.
Yeah. Very good. So
I think that should settle it. And we just cleared out the whole relationship section of books in the Christian bookstores.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I would like to say that we women love the man with a plan, and we love the man that pursues and looking for the right person. The right person means the right person for you, especially because you know what you want, you know what your vision and mission is in life, and you're looking for a spouse to align with you to fulfill it, because two are better than one, right? And the other thing, you know, I'm just reminded of so many preachers, so many wise spiritual people share how God pointed out a certain person to them to marry them. Well, they actually have been desiring and looking and praying for that person. And God would lead them to exact places they still need to go there to meet that person. Okay? So there's a lot of things that we hear and we're like, well, see, that person, God told them exactly, and they chose exactly the person for them. But they still needed to go. They still needed to take action and be obedient to what God is saying, because, you know, a lot of you are waiting, and yet if God says that is the person, how many of you will freeze and fight and argue with God? So ponder on that one.
At no point is your power to say no overridden by God in those cases.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, when God showed you that I'm your husband, you could have said nope and walked off. Yeah. Your free will was fully intact.
Exactly. And I was very, very intentional with discerning if that was the true voice of God that I heard.
He didn't tell me that you're my wife. I had to take action and trust and seek his wisdom and take action.
Yeah.
And do what it took.
Right. And we'll make another video for ladies to how to wait and, you know, finding the husband or
actively waiting.
Waiting, yeah, actively. And, you know, so I would say in the conclusion here is it is your choice. It is your action that's going to bring you that person. So take action, be wise in it, define what you want, know your vision and mission, and then you will find that beautiful wife that's going to support you and help you to achieve it. As we were talking about how man is made to be focused on a vision, on the mission, and woman is made to come in and help support it and fulfill it together because, as we know in the beginning, God created man in his image and likeness, male and female, he created them. And so because the creation of anything requires an energy of both man and a woman, and it is actually thriving even more because of that.
Yep.
Or will be thriving.
Both parties have to make a choice and a
Yes,
decision.
absolutely.
One has to pursue and the other one has to be pursuable.
Yeah.
Both require action. So in the next video, we'll cover maybe how the ladies can be pursuable.
Yes. Stay tuned.
Instead of just sitting around, what can you do in the meantime to lift the veil off of that man that needs to find you?
That's a good one.